Esto es BREA Show.
I'm a plastic surgeon in Buffalo. I do reconstruction, which is much more enjoyable than other specialty. I like very simple cars. My idea of a car is a very light car. Cars have to be light so they can be agile. They don't need big engines. You can have an engine of a dishwasher and it would go fast. My name is Paul Tomljanovic. I drive a Morgan three-wheeler. I was born in Croatia. At the time was considered a big city. Was a border town where people spoke 4 languages. My grandfather saw his first car in 1912 and he fell in love with the automobile. He had to have one. He bought one. And from that on, every single generation was a car person. So I'm the 3rd generation of car people. My idea of a car was Lotus 7, Lotus 11. These were all around 1,000 pounds. They're 4 wheels, but it's impossible to import them. The best of those are the one with a smaller engine. If you buy a big engine, it's only a reason to scare yourself, but not to enjoy the car. This car, when it's this weight, is agile. It bounces around, it takes the turns very well. You have no doors, you have no radio, you just listen to the engine. And it's enjoyable, the wheels are out, you're looking at the wheel, that's when you see the wheels and you see the wheels bouncing, that's a treat. You know, it's difficult to drive because the middle wheel is always going to hit the pothole because you can avoid potholes, but you're looking at the wheel, it's so beautiful. The engine is 2-cylinder, which is a beautiful sounding engine because there's a certain rhythm, the 2-cylinder, which is from a Harley Davidson. Actually, it's called an S&S engine, which is a very big engine. In some of the bigger Harley Davidson, you can find this engine. It has dual exhaust, no mufflers, disc brakes. The horsepower is I think it's around 100 horsepower. It's a very simple car. And the bucket seats are very narrow because you have a drivetrain in the center. To fit in this car, I had to lose 20 pounds to be able to hook up the seat belts, and I did it gladly. So everybody was looking at me losing weight so I can fit in the car. And it's probably better because if you're lighter, the car is faster. This is like a motorcycle. You have to be light to be fast. The rest is not very complicated. You can see the windshield is very small. And the muffler, you have to be careful not to burn your hands. And it's noisy, naturally. But nobody seems to stop me. If the police stops me, he probably wants to see the car. He doesn't want to give me a ticket. So it's going to be an excuse to talk to me. When you drive in this car, you feel all the vibration going right through you. I never drove a motorcycle, but it's probably like a motorcycle. You're laying on the tank and the vibration of the engine is in you. Like playing a cello. You feel the vibration of the instrument. And you're driving, and when you accelerate, it begins to, the vibration gets less and less, but it begins to roar. And then you go to the next gear. When you go into the turn, you have to downshift once. If you downshift twice, it's even more fun. And it doesn't have a great revolution. It's around 6,000 is probably the limit. This is a Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson were not known for big rotations, but they have a tremendous torque. So the acceleration you can feel the acceleration. I'm very passionate about this car because it's light, it handles, it bounces beautifully, and it can feel everything. And the pleasure of this car, you really don't have to go very fast. When you're going 40 miles an hour, you think you're going 60. And when you're doing 60 miles, you think you're flying. If you go 80 miles an hour, you think you're really beating a speed record. So you get tremendous enjoyment out of slow speeds. And you're listening to every movement. You're trying to find a good road so you can enjoy the car and have a pleasant time just driving the car. You take it out just to raise your blood pressure and to be nice and healthy. And to scare the children and the dogs in the neighborhood. Yeah, it attracts attention, but that's not important. You have to find a nice road, a nice winding road, and then you listen to the engine. Just the engine, and you hear the sound of every little part moving. And shifting to the gears. Very hard to find a good road, very hard. But you have to search for the perfect road so you can be in heaven, driving your car.